Yep, that's me again. I just can't seem to stay out of trouble, can I? I'm quite the little troublemaker, and today I'm making my grand escape. Somehow, in some way, after the shootout with the guards, I managed to make my way to a drop pod. I wasn't very sure what planet this was, or if I was even going to land on it and survive, but it was much better than facing the Covenant. You could maybe say that I've burned my bridges with them. After they labeled me a heretic, tortured me, and tried to execute me, I wasn't going to stick around. But mark my words, I will have my vengeance. Jesus, this place is a dump. That's okay, though I guess anything's better than my previous situation. Our landing location is fairly mountainous, so it should be fairly easy to defend it. One of the first things we're going to be doing is deconstructing some of these old ancient structures, that way we can build ourselves a defendable small home. Not only a defendable home, but also a warm home, because if you did not notice, it is a permanent winter on this planet. And we are butt-ass naked. The only thing we managed to swipe when we left in our drop pod was a plasma rifle and a jackal shield. Not exactly ideal attire, but that was okay. We would build a campfire to keep us warm for the time being. Yes, that should keep our Sangheili hose nice and warm. You get it? because the planet that Sangheili's are, it's Sangheili. Oh, son of a bitch. Unfortunately, we didn't have any fresh Ungoi teats to suckle on this planet, so we would have to kill some snow hares for breakfast. As we were making ourselves a nice bunny rabbit sandwich, we kind of figured that maybe it'd be nice to have some clothes so we didn't freeze our Sangheili balls off. Jesus Christ, I really can't think of any Sangheili jokes, can I? Anyhow though, we began hunting down some caribou for their leather and their meat. After killing about 4 of the animals, we managed to string together their flesh to make some clothing. And if I do say so myself, I think Ex-Commander Wart looks pretty damn dapper. Things were honestly going quite well for us on this new planet. We had all the bunny rabbit sandwiches that we could want. We had a nice little warm cabin. But unfortunately, it would appear that our drop pod had been detected by the local Forerunner faction. It would appear that they had sent a Forerunner huntress to investigate the signal. The commander was a tiny bit concerned, seeing how the huntress was a little bit more equipped than him, but Wart is not one to back down from a fight. Besides, tainted or not, that gear would be perfect for us. And I mean, how hard could it be? All we had to do was peel it off of her cold, dead carcass. Well, it may surprise you to know it was actually quite difficult. It took a very long time, but we did manage to kill the Forerunner huntress, and we had her armor intact without it becoming tainted. Now, you may be saying to yourself, why did you kill the Forerunner though, Rat Knight? Because look at Wart's sweet new drip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know why. I guess I didn't think about it or something. Or because I didn't want to recruit one of our false gods. Regardless though, we decided to travel to a local heretic faction base to do a bit of trading with them as well as introduce ourselves. Lucky enough for us, they were so interested in purchasing the Forerunner helmet that we had, they actually sold us 2 ex-Covenant slaves. Now this was no army by far, but it was a decent start. However, after some time had passed, it would appear that the Covenant had caught wind of our upcoming uprising. Though we were the same species, these elites saw us as the enemy, and we saw them as walking weapons and armor for the taking. Thankfully though, we were able to take one of the elites down, causing the other one to flee. We tried to chase her down as well, but she was a bit too fast and she got away. We would be able to strip the larger elite of his weapons and armor though, which was perfect. We didn't want to dress like the Covenant, but it was good protection. And in the meantime, we were going to try to convince this big fella to be our friend, and that his entire religion and way of thinking is completely wrong, but also that we're very nice and kind and sweet. I'm going to briefly interrupt the video for just one moment. This is not an ad. Well, kind of. I have created some merchandise for your consumption. That didn't really make sense. Anyhow, I have made some Happy Oak merchandise. A Happy Oak mug, a Happy Oak sticker. So if you guys would like some of these awesome stickers and mugs, you could go ahead and buy some of them, and you would also be supporting your favorite rodent. There is a link in the channel bio as well as the video description, or you can also go to ratknightapparel.com. But now, let's get back to the video. As days passed, we would continue fine-tuning our relationship as well as trading with the local heretic faction. They were basically our only and closest friends, seeing how the humans hated us still. But to be fair, we also very much despised them as well. Who needs them anyway? The damn 4-foot meat bags, they're worthless. Except for the chief, of course. Now that's a real man. Now some time later, our heretic pals had mentioned a Covenant outpost nearby our base. This must be where all the raids are coming from. So we decided to embark out to try and attack the outpost. Wart thought that this may be the perfect opportunity to enact his revenge upon the Covenant. However, the outpost was much more heavily guarded than we had anticipated. We expected all of their soldiers to be minor elite, but there were 12 soldiers total, most of them being minor, but they actually had an ultra as well as a major. Not only that, but they were also quite heavily armed. We began to second guess ourselves. Maybe we shouldn't try to attack this outpost with just 4 of us. Maybe we should... Wait a minute. It's that orange torturer son of a bitch from the ship. Oh, you better bet your ass we're going to attack this outpost. Commander Wart led his small squad of Sangheili against the Covenant outpost. The battle plan for attacking the outpost was hopefully to be able to split up their soldiers into groups. That way the 4 of us could attack them one at a time, essentially picking them off one by one. However, unfortunately, quite the opposite happened. Instead of splitting their troops up into smaller groups, they managed to divide us into 2 separate groups. Unfortunately, Commander Wart and Dag were the only 2 left standing, but even they would not be able to hold out for much longer. We were running out of plasma, and we were also running out of time. As bad as I hate to admit it, the Covenant had us pinned in a corner. Those damn, dirty, diabolical, hinge-jawed bastards. But we would not give up. We would continue fighting until our very last breath. And for them to take that very last breath, they would have to rip it from us. And though we did continue fighting off the Covenant, bravely standing side by side throughout the battle, eventually Dap fell. Oh, sorry, apparently her name was Dag. Either way, she was very important to us. Regardless though, now the battle solely rested on the shoulders of Commander Wart, and thank God he eventually won. I'm completely joking, of course. No, we definitely died. We were extremely outmatched. I have no idea what we were thinking. We should have retreated, but I guess Commander Wart seen the orange torturer guy and he got a little head over heels. Oh well, at least we managed to take as many of them as we could to hell with us.